Deadrock is back, and we start off where we left off with the library all shifting around and such. So the first thing Yakuto's team has to do is find Fry and beat the hell out of that French lion. Hien then decides that the best way to do that is to smash through the labyrinth, and so he takes his giant hammer and, well, he tries to do that. Unfortunately for him, there must be some kind of magic on the library because it does no damage to the books, but instead, all the damage he would have inflicted is inflicted upon him, and he shatters to pieces again. Hane's real lucky the man's made out of clay because, once again, he survives this. Yakuto said he's going to put him back together again, but then Hane says, no way, what you did last time was not put me back together. I can take care of myself, you just go after Fry. So Yakuto and Zelica go off to save Fry, but unfortunately it's a labyrinth, so they get lost pretty quickly. Cougar, luckily, has no interest in eating her. He actually does seem to just want her as his woman, and so he turns her back into a person again, and then tells his men to basically take her away while he goes off and finds Yakuto to kill him. I can't really tell if he hates Yakuto, or maybe he just finds it to be a threat and needs to take care of. Either way, he apparently knows the library like the back of his hand, so he's going to find Yakuto real quick. So it becomes quite clear that Yakuto and Zelica are completely lost, because Yakuto actually thought they were going in circles, but Zelica shows that the books have actually changed. The ones that they started at were mystery novels, and now these ones are eroticas. At least that's what she was claiming originally. We then later find out that this is not how the library works. The books aren't just sorted in their own place. A few of Cougar's men ends up finding them, and they attack. Zelica decides to handle it herself, partially because she wants to show off what she can do to Yakuto, but also, apparently she's offended that even though she's also a woman, they didn't find her attractive enough to kidnap her. I get the mindset, but at the same time, that's a really fucked up thing to be mad about. Then again, so far, the morality of the underworld seems to be really fucked up anyway, so whatever. As a black wizard root, she seems to be able to transform her body into, like, shadows and such, and attack as a amorphous image. It kind of looks like black water. In her rage, and also wanting to show off, she ends up killing all of them, which is a problem because they're looking for Fry, and if any of these guys were alive, they could, question them, but can't do that now. They've definitely become too reliant on Mikoto's necromancy. Back at the rest of Class F, they're just still sitting at the exact same spot talking. That's when Hien recalls that Yakuto saved him back during the entrance exam, says damn it, and then obviously heads off to go help him because the guilt of owing someone is now eating away at him to a point where he has no choice. Back to the Fry rescue mission, Zelica reveals the secret of the library, that the books will show you whatever you want to see no matter where you're at, which means those dirty books earlier was something that she just wanted to look at. It also means they probably were just going in circles like Yakuto said, but because Zelica's interest went from mystery novel to porn, the books just changed. So this library literally just invents new books out of thin air. That's why it has every book in the underworld, because it literally just invents whatever you want, even if it doesn't actually exist, because all Zelica does is just grab a random book, and it happens to be a book whose sole purpose is to find Fry. I completely understand that Yakuto is actually surprised by what's happening. In fact, he's figuring out what this library actually is. Like, what is this library exactly? But Zelica 100% knew how the library worked, and she's also freaking out that this book has a map in it. Well, yeah, that's what you said was going to happen. Why are you freaking out? That's like saying this switch will turn on the light, and then when you hit the switch, the light comes on, you're like, oh my god, there's light. I think Hane's right. I think she is an idiot. Then a random book is dropped in front of them called the Cheeky Juniors book, which is them on it, and apparently this was used by Cougar to find them. And his entrance is exactly like the last one, where he's posing with lots of sparklers around him, calling himself the baddiest in all of Deadrock. Zelica then points out that baddies don't hang out in the library, but that's when Cougar reveals something very important. He says this is the only part of Deadrock God doesn't go. Which means the weakness to God, I believe, like I said before, isn't just in a book in the library. I think it has something to do with the library itself. I mentioned this in a previous chapter, but this helps me confirm it. Otherwise, why would God be afraid to enter the library? So Cougar and Yakuto clash, and yeah, Yakuto had much of his power taken away from him, but he usually just uses his right arm anyway to fight with. He doesn't usually transform his entire body into a dragon. But even with that right arm power that's been able to one-shot character after character in the manga so far, Cougar overpowers Yakuto. Cougar then reveals what his red lion bloodline allows him to do, and apparently gives him, well, heat powers. And he starts to curb stomp Yakuto and Zelica. He wasn't lying when he said he was one of the strongest in Deadrock. Well, he said he was the strongest, but he clearly has an ego. Because so far we have never seen Yakuto overpowered, excluding, the four major teachers, of course. But this guy's, once again, just a student. And he's actually about to do a final blow on Yakuto when an ice shield ends up popping up and covering his arm. Obviously, this is Hien saving the day. And what surprised the hell out of me is Cougar straight up calls Hien Little Master, basically implying that he was like the son of an important figure that Cougar worked under. I mean, Yakuto was the son of a chief of a village of black dragons. It wouldn't surprise me if Hien is not just the son of a wolf tribe. Well, if Cougar, he's technically a lion, so I suppose it wouldn't just be a wolf tribe, it would be an animal tribe in general. An animal person tribe that apparently Hien was probably the chief's son of. That feels like the most accurate answer to go with. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you enjoy more Deadrock and other man things. Thank you and have a great day.